At 23, I was a broke law student on a scholarship, struggling to watch my mother fade away as her hospital bills piled up. Then, at the scholarship banquet, I met her, Evelyn Rowe. She was elegant, unreadable, and the woman who funded my scholarship. She pulled me aside, and I assumed it was about my grades. But instead she made me an offer, a marriage. Not for love, not for appearances, just a contract. The contract was clear: no public displays of affection, live in her mansion, wear what she wanted, attend private gatherings, and dine with her 4 nights a week. Physical intimacy was optional at her discretion. It felt like possession rather than a partnership, but I signed it. I did it for my mother's treatment, for survival. The next day, I moved in, not realizing I was stepping into someone else's unfinished war. Evelyn never raised her voice. Her power was in her silence. Sometimes she would look at me from across the room, as if I were a painting she'd bought but wasn't sure she liked. There were moments when I wondered if she even saw me as real. But then, one night she touched my hand at the piano and said, "Your father had the same fingers." That was the first time I understood. It wasn't just a contract. It was revenge. I almost left. I packed my things, ready to disappear. But then Evelyn collapsed. A sudden, brutal heart attack. While the ambulance arrived, I stayed with her, holding the hand that had signed away my freedom. She looked at me, not with dominance, not with calculation, but with fear. That night, something changed between us. Weeks later, she tore up the contract. She said she had confused pain with justice. She didn't ask me to stay, and I didn't run. We started eating together without the silence, sharing our stories. She told me about the man who had destroyed her life, my father. I told her about my mother's last smile. And in that quiet space between grief and forgiveness, something new was born. Not love, but something deeply human.